Greetings, queens and kings, if you stopping by. Welcome back to my channel. Family episode 19. I think we have two more. I'm corrected from last week when I thought this was the last episode, but I think we have two more, I believe. One or two more. And let me tell you something. I was so proud of Karen. I think that was a very beautiful speech. She did good, right? It definitely takes a village, and she knows she's going to have it. And let me tell you something. The devil is busy. The devil reared his ugly head, and his name is Gary. Ooh, child. Let's get into it. Child, it's been 2 weeks. 2 weeks have gone by. Jordan has locked himself up in his apartment. He hasn't been with his friends. He's just been, talking at the TV, broken hearted. It's really, really sad seeing him, sitting around drinking, eating junk, not even working on his campaign. I think he told his friends that somebody was helping him with it. But he really better get in the game because we can't let Gary win like that. But he started not to answer the phone, but then he found out it's Penelope. And I'm so glad she talked to him because little did she know her brother really needed her right now. He's really going through it. So she talked to him. He brought up the baby and, she let him know that the baby is gone. He lost it. He really knows that Gary has something to do with it. But she said, you know what? I don't want to ruin this moment. I do not want to talk about Gary. Little does he know he really will want to go after Gary and absolutely annihilate him if he knew what he did to her and how gruesome it was. But through all that, she just basically explained to him it just wasn't the right time. Everything happens for a reason. There were complications and, he really felt bad because how much she wanted to be a mother. So then, he asked how things was going. She did a little small talk, but then she said something about Andy, and he said, I haven't spoken to her in about 2 weeks. And she was like, what do you mean? He was like, kind of like pissed off. And she said, no, don't do it. Like, something's not right. That doesn't sound like Andy. You need to talk about it, because she's really a good woman. And, you need to fix this. Go after her. If this is somebody that you love, you have to fight for her because you deserve it. And, she knew something wasn't right. So as time goes on, we see what happened with the shower. We know that the boys are going to come back and tell Jordan what happened, and if Penelope calls him back again, he's probably going to mention that to her as far as Gary is concerned, and she's going to know something is up. But she had to leave, but she'll probably be calling him back. Now, Maurice is a hot mess. He's sitting there, like the woman that he is, and he's like, girl, what are you doing? And then he finds out that Pam, you got this old big billboard here at the shower, child. Are you advertising your business? And she's like, yeah, everybody else do. You're not going to tell Pam nothing about her roots to riches. You hear me? Her all natural products. She said, yes, this is advertising. I'm putting this shower together. And you could best believe the peoples are going to know about R to R. You hear me? So now we have Tony and Rich. They come in here to try to talk to their boy. They ain't heard from him in weeks. He not answering the phone. He won't answer the door. Rich is like, listen, he's not answering. I know we're going straight to voicemail or whatever. He's ignoring us. He was like, well, what we gonna do? So they was like, we got to do something. So he wound up blowing the horn. And he told him, listen, man, I will be out here with all your neighbors. Have you mess up this whole entire congressional district. All your constituents, not congressional. I think he running for governor? Yeah, not Congress. But he's like, Yeah, because your neighbor's going to be upset because I'm going to make a scene. So he finally said that the door was unlocked. He goes in and his boys are trying to talk to him. Now, Jordan, you got to get it together. You got to get it together. You got to win this election, because if anything goes down with this whole issue with Gary, one of the things you need to not do is mess up your career and your aspirations, because Gary wants to bring you down anyway. He doesn't want to see that happen. You have to focus on you can't let Andy and whatever this little breakup is for the little months y'all was together getting away. And his voice trying to tell him, I'm sure she up under somebody. You need to go out and get another girl. And I'm like, Tony, that's how you roll? You making me really look at you with the side eye, because you don't know if Andy's up under somebody, but that's your resolution for him after 2 weeks. Go to another woman instead of seeing what's really going on. So yeah, you know how men sometimes they could be, but that was their remedy for him. But he really needs to snap out of it. Now, our brother here, fine chocolate thing. He comes back up in the bank, letting her know about the interview and how the article went, and she was really pleased. He put together the article nice, the picture of her, what he said. She was real pleased. Now, I'm looking at this guy like I'm trying to think positive. I'm trying to be hopeful. After the article, he mentioned to her, how's everything going, with your situation trying to get a baby? Did your boyfriend come to his senses, or does he still feel that way with no children? She said no, she hasn't found anyone yet. He basically hasn't changed. Now he tells her that he had, donated sperm back in college. So I guess he got a whole lot of babies running around out here. And so why not have donate his sperm to her? I think we would make beautiful children. Like, Sabrina was really taken aback, surprisingly, for somebody who's supposed to be doing a job. You work for the bank, their corporate office, you deal with, I guess, media and putting this article together. How you can slip in now and tell her you want to donate your sperm to her? It's different for a sperm bank. You don't know these people. It's gone. You did your thing in the cup. Boom. Children out there, absolutely nothing. But to donate sperm to a woman that you now know, and of course, you can't say you're going to walk away from it because you like Sabrina. I'm sure, even though she's with someone, you're attracted to her. And you're going to want to be in her life. Now, she's thinking about it like, wow, like, this man really would do this? Now, I'm looking at him like, you reminded me kind of Gary, like when Andy first got with him. He was real nice and smooth and slick, too. Turned out to be psychotic. She asked him, are you crazy? He's like, no, no crazier than me asking a complete stranger for sperm. Yeah, you're right. Then she asked to see a picture of him. I'm like, that's what you got to do nowadays. What is your birth picture? Was you born a woman? What's going on? I got to know you on the up and up. Show me a baby picture of you. It's a shame in 2024, this is what you got to do. Because you never know what you getting into. So she was kind of like curious as to, him offering this. She asked to see his teeth. I'm like, girl, what is he, a horse? Man got nice teeth. He really think that it could work out. And maybe because she actually knows him and how he looks, she may really be considering this. What do you think? Put in the comments, what do you think about this whole situation with this guy? Now, Zach is waiting for Fatima, telling her to hurry up. He getting ready for this. I didn't even know it was a gender reveal / baby shower. I thought it was just a baby shower. But, I guess he's, hoopla. He's one of the man of the hour, too. But, this scene right here really had me feeling how, really conflicted. Because I understand how Fatima feels. She feels that she's looking like a fool. She really don't want to go. People are going to be laughing at her. Here's the fiance, but he the father of one of her twins. It's just not a good look. It's a crazy situation. And his comparison was, look at me and Aaron. I got to sit up here. We cool and everything now, but, we looking kind of stupid with these two baby fathers. But that is still not a comparison. That's just a situation with DNA, technically. But when it comes to your whole relationship and how she's going to look, she feels kind of bad. It's crazy. And one of the things you better do is be grateful and appreciate this woman. Because not too many women of Fatima's caliber will put up with this BS from a brother with your history, Zach. And that's not to judge the brother, and put in the comments how you feel about that. But he really needs to know how much she put out on the limb for him. and how much she's sacrificing. A twin, twins, and then you already have little Michael who's challenged. It's a lot she's given up or sacrificing for him. So now you have Miss Marie, and she's kind of pissed off. She wants to know what information they got going on with this case. And, they basically showing you there's another account. Your husband was messing with the secretary. She was like, please, you see the secretary? He's like, yeah, I seen her, but there's seriously a lot of money, I guess, going to this woman in her name or whatever. But Miss Marie said, no, this is an account that she set up with the money. She knows all about that. But when she looked a little bit closer, she realized that, no, this isn't it. Good catch. This little slick bastard, he trying to be slick with the money. They're showing that he's dirty when it comes to funds, but, she really wanted to get him on those adultery charges. So, she wasn't that impressed. I think she wanted a lot more, but she thought it was a good catch when she looked at the documents. But one thing she looked at was she noticed there's something going on with Andy. Andy is walking around like the Walking Dead. She is not, her head is not in the game at all. Miss Marie reminded her, I told you always, I stayed 3 steps ahead, so do not mess up. So she tried to laugh it off, but Miss Marie, let's not know, she handpicked Andy because she knows her caliber of work. She knows what she's capable of doing. She also knows Gary, and she also knows Gary's a snake, and he messed up her and her husband money in the past. So she don't trust him by a long shot. Miss Marie does her homework. She knows something's going on, and she might know exactly what's going on when it comes to Gary. He's an absolute snake, and she's going to play games with Hayden and get her little rocks off, because that's what she do too. She get her little piece on the side. She told her that in the beginning. But she's not dumb. So what do you think about Miss Marie? Do you think when it comes to Gary, she may be one of the ones to help her out? I don't know. We'll see. Now, Karen and Mom getting ready. Mom tells her how beautiful she is for the shower. I thought Karen looked really nice as well. She hopes everything goes good and nobody comes stirring up anything. And Mom said, no, I think everybody's going to be on the best behavior. They know it's about you and these babies, and we're going to go and have a good time. And it turned out really nice. Now, they get over to the shower. Zach tells Fatima, go hang out with the guys. He introduces himself. He's like, one of y'all, you must Sabrina and Danny's man. Rich said, yeah, I'm Sabrina's. He said, Tony said, I'm with Danny. He was like, I feel bad for you already. I feel bad for you already. That's his girl. It's all love. But he was like, yeah. Rich was like, what advice can you give us about these women? And, he's basically like, hey, these are peas in the pod. You just better watch out. Because these girls, hey, they're hanging packs. Now, I love Danny. She really cool with Fatima. She really was concerned about how she feels, because she knows that this is a lot that's going on. And she says, talked about their little friendship and, how it's been, that thing with her and Karen for all these years. And she said, hey, friendships are like that, especially back from college. But, Danny's a real good friend in this whole sister circle, outside of Andy for Fatima. Sabrina's going to get along with you regardless. She's a sweetheart. But I really like the friendship that they have, because they have a lot of similarities, and they real down to earth. So I'm happy Danny is in her corner. Now, of course, Karen, the guest of honor, she finally comes out. Thanks for everyone for showing up. Hope they have a good time. Now, they didn't do the reveal as of yet. It basically was like the introduction to welcome everyone to eat. They playing their games and what have you. Now, who pops in? Danny like, oh, I'm glad you joined us. And here goes Andy in her own house. And I just realized, yeah, this your house, girl, and you coming in here all late. But we know Gary had her hemmed up. He had her hemmed up for the past 2 weeks. She just not looking like herself. Rich and Tony giving her shade, making little slick remarks. They not feeling her. The girl's not even feeling her. Nothing. All 4 of them right here are not feeling her, because she's been ignoring them as well, not taking their calls. They know that she broke up with Jordan. They can't understand where that came from. And she's just like blank. Andy, you could tell, is just not herself. Past 2 weeks, she's just like in awe. She cannot believe how her life has did a complete 360. because of Gary. Now here we have Maurice. He is a hot mess. He played the baby applesauce game or whatever they usually do at showers. He know every bit of cinnamon, hint of nutmeg, whatever is in this applesauce. He was like, I'm a connoisseur of flavors and food. When it comes to food, including baby food, you can best believe I know it all and I'm going to win this thing. And they just laughing because he started talking about his throat. You know these little sexual innuendos. You know Maurice. So now we have Tamira. Now she trying to come hard, trying to get her some, I guess, from her husband when he come in. She ain't getting none from Gary, so she back to Hayden. And he's not feeling it. He's like, nah, I'm tired because Miss Marie done went to Pound Town and wore his behind out. And then after she kissed him, she said, what is this in her mouth? Lord, it was a gray hair. I said, oh my God, where has your mouth been, Hayden? I cracked up. You sat up there and left this woman hair in your mouth. He tried to play it off like, I don't know what that is. It must be yours. You know what you was doing, sucking out some geriatric dick? I like almost spit my juice out. She was like, what you doing? So he flipped that whole script on her. She was like, it ain't mine. What are you talking about? And I'm like, okay, here go this mess now. Number one, he's not feeling you. He don't even want to give you none right now. He'd rather go where the money at and continue screwing Miss Marie than you because at least he can catch a bag from that. He is suspicious of you in that phone. So, I don't know, Tamara. Your days may be numbered. Now, here we go at the shower. And, you know, Zach is all happy making his announcements about going on and how the situation is so unorthodox. And, you know, but he's really, really happy. So then he goes and I'm like, what's going on? Like what's the whole situation here? And then next thing you know, his behind is opening up his shirt, showing the pink t-shirt underneath. He all happy. Aaron opens his too. He having a girl. They are both having girls. Zach said he wanted a daughter. He is so ecstatic. And, you know, I was so proud of Karen because she gave a beautiful speech. Y'all, she named Danny and Sabrina the godmothers to her twins. Put in the comments, why do y'all think she didn't pick Andy? Because, listen, she know Andy full of drama, had a whole lot of crazy history with these men and whatever. I don't know what that is. Some people are saying, oh, she upset because Andy and Fatima's relationship. But no, because she had a nice speech for Fatima. I don't think that's it. Number one, you know, she made amends with Danny. She knows Danny's heart. She knows how she's maturing. She's going to therapy. And they really mend their ways. And she probably feel bad how she treated her throughout college. And this was a good gesture. But she said, listen, don't you go dying on me. Because, you know, this little airport job not going to take care of these twins. Kim's like, no, I'm not going to die. And absolutely, Sabrina, she knows she has a heart of gold. She's motherly. She has that warm spirit. And she would definitely be an asset in her child's life. So those were her choices. And, of course, you know, Zach and Danny, you know, they two peas in a pod. They cool. So I guess she could be the godmother of Zach's baby. And Sabrina could take Aaron. So I guess that had to go. Now, she went to turn to Fatima. And, you know, she has some, number one, first of all, before we get to Fatima, she told Andy how she know her babies will have a good auntie. And, you know, she sat up there. You would think she probably would have been a little offended that she wasn't a godmother. But she got bigger things on her mind. So she said, of course, I would love them like they my own or what have you. So, yeah, she was happy with that. So everybody all nicey. That was sweet. Now she turned to Fatima. And Fatima looked like, Zach like, okay, be calm. I'm like, he was so damn scared. But she said, listen, Fatima, I see how you treat little Michael. And she knows Fatima's a good woman. She, you know, accepted that child. She takes care of him. When they had that blowout that time at the supermarket, she was there. She was bringing clothes over at the time. So she knows she's motherly. And she said it's a blessing that Zach has you in her life, in his life. So, you know, I have no problem with you being there and being a part of this village. And, you know, so Fatima said, I'm honored, you know, and love to be a bonus mom. So I'm so happy of this growth that Karen has. And she's accepted what's going on. She's accepted their relationship. And she's learning, you know, she knew before, like she told the girls, if the circumstances were different, she would be real cool and friends with Fatima. And you know what? I think that's about to be the case. So Zach's face was like lit up. He was so happy to see that. And it takes a lot, you know. This is a lot for Fatima. So for Karen to act better, it just helps to swallow this medicine a lot more smoother. Now, you know Miss Lisa. Miss Lisa, as quick as she in there, Miss Lisa is out. She didn't want no food. She was like, listen, no, I got to go. Mama gone. Mama probably got some boo thing on the side. You know, she ride motorcycles and whatnot. Mom be living her best life. So she was like, okay, Mom, thanks for everything. Mom like, deuces. So here we got Fatima. You know, Karen asked her how she liked everything. Did she have a good time? She said, yes, thank you very much. I appreciate your words. Everyone was very nice. And it was just a humbling experience. It was just a beautiful night of peace and love at this baby shower. But they brought up Andy. They was like, you know, what's the situation with her? I was going to ask you about that. And she said, I was going to ask you too. I don't know. Like, haven't heard from her. It's been really strange. And then Andy pops in, rushing to go leave, you know, gave him a little quick kiss and about to go out the door. And one of the things that they were saying is, you know, they trying to join heads and figure out what is going on. Because Fatima was like, yeah, it's really strange. I noticed the same thing you've been noticing, because the girls, you know, like I said earlier, have not been hearing from Andy. And that's not normal, because they usually talk every day. So they like, yeah, we got to deal with this. Well, Andy on the way rushing out the elevator, this fool met her in there and came on in. I mean, he owned the building. He was like, shoot, the doorman, I paid for this, so I can come in if I want to. And he coming in like, oh, look at the festivities. He got his little champagne. And Zach is like, what the freak are you doing here? He ready to bust him in the mouth. Sabrina after him. The guys all around. Everybody from the shower now gathering around like, why is this jerk here? Like, why? And he grabbing, you know, Andy arm in arm. And Karen's like, what is going on? Andy, tell us something. And she's looking crazy because she know good and darn well these girls will explode. And he said, oh, she didn't tell you. Grabbed her hand because she was about in shock. Like, if she could just bury a hole in the floor, she would. And Danny looked up like, I know this freaking girl did not go back to this man. And he whipped out her hand and showed the ring. Oh, my God. Andy is like, it's like she's in prison. This woman is out of her mind. This is the type of thing that would make someone basically want to take their life, run away, or what have you, all to try to protect Jordan, the man she loves. She's going through all of this hell. Everything that's going on with the feds. I mean, Andy, she's strong as an attorney, but when it comes to relationships and Gary, she's so weak and scary. Like, toughen up, girl. Think, brainstorm. Just don't cry. You know, get that attorney brain and figure out how you're going to bring this joker down and how you're going to get out of his clutches. Because ain't no way in hell you can marry this man. Now, what do y'all think is going to happen for the finale and before the next new episode? Do you think Miss Marie will be the one to help her get out of this mess? Do you think Fatima and Jordan will join forces to devise a plan, work with Penelope and the feds to get out of this situation? Because I cannot see Andy marrying Gary. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But how are we going to bring this joker down, this devil down once and for all? Because he must be stopped. This is absolutely insane. So I don't know. But family, I cannot wait till next week. Remember, live the life you deserve. Stay authentically you, because guess what? You are enough. Love you all. Have a great week. Until next time. Peace.
Talk to me nice. Talk to me